Good morning. It is 6:37 a.m. on Thursday, 11/9, 9th of November. November 9th, 2017. I'm Christiana Ellis and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. Yeah. I'm glad that I went to bed early-ish Monday and Tuesday because I didn't last night. Had a great episode of So Many Levels last night, though. A lot of really great character stuff there, both for some of the players and also kind of exploring the inner lives of the one of the NPCs that they've got with the party. And it's good stuff. Good stuff. We started a little bit late due to my having gotten a little bit overconfident with some of the technical stuff, and so I was flustered when suddenly it didn't work like I expected. But that's how it goes sometimes. Still, it was pretty good, and I just really enjoyed it. I like my new setup that lets me more consistently use the tabletop audio ambiance settings because a lot of those I think are really good and it does really enhance the experience in my opinion. And so the ability to use those in a way that helps really helps. In other news, the iPod issue I was having yesterday, I did manage to figure out how to fix that. It mostly entailed having to manually reinstall the Apple iPod USB driver through like a run command. And I'm not really sure why that worked when trying to do it through the device manager didn't work. I don't know. But it did. So basically I had to like manually find the physical file and reinstall it from there as opposed to going through the device manager and doing reinstall driver. I don't know why that makes a difference, but it did. It works now, so thumbs up. Yay. Um Shoot, I had, whoa. Oh, that's right. I'm going to talk about Thor Ragnarok now. It's really good. I like it a lot. It's layered and subtle and nuanced in a few places. And so I think it might need to steep in my brain a little bit in order to fully process and appreciate it. But certainly at the surface level, I liked it an awful lot. It's very funny, and there's actually some moments in there um, where there's some real emotion to it. And the director Taika Waititi has a really interesting sensibility when it comes to these emotional moments where it's not that I necessarily would call most of the movies heavy-handed, but this one for sure. His movies have this. Maybe it's a New Zealand thing. This bit of a sense of like not wanting to go too personal. So when these characters that we relate to are in a situation where it is completely understandable that they would be very emotional, he doesn't need to have the characters and the movie explicitly acknowledge that emotion. It's enough to just show it and know and trust the audience to understand what's happening without having to say, gosh, you sure are sad. And again, it's all a relative thing because it's not like I'm calling the other movies clumsy. By contrast, it's just kind of a tone thing where they're leaving some things unsaid in terms of being explicit about them, and yet it's still clear. And the scene in particular that comes to mind, this is eh. Um, everyone knows that Hulk is in it, so I won't spoil the plot beat. But there's an emotional moment with Hulk in the movie that it tied back into one, where we last saw Hulk in Age of Ultron, and it was really interesting because I found myself really moved by the whole situation and seeing the emotion playing out on the characters' faces and so on. But there was really no dialogue about how, oh, this is a very sad thing that we're talking about. They didn't have to be. And likewise, there's a lot of these emotional moments that they kind of underplay how much the story acknowledges their emotion. It just lets the characters have it and then move forward. And then by and large, the movie I think does a lot of other things really well too. Just the sense of style is amazing. It's so, lots of bright colors, lots of quirky characters. Taika Waititi himself plays like a rock monster with his classic New Zealand accent, bro. And not that it's good as New Zealand accent necessarily, but um, yeah. So I think I think it's really good. Thor Ragnarok, thumbs up. Um, Also, I will say that if you are not familiar with Taika Waititi's movies, but you really liked Thor Ragnarok, I definitely recommend that you check out What We Do in the Shadows and The Hunt for the Wilder People, because although those are not about superheroes, um, they have a similar comic sensibility. And yeah, so I'll leave it at that, and I will talk to you tomorrow for 5 more minutes.